night. Skin boots on a Saturday night.
Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all-new Black Ops 3 Zombies video, and today we're going to be talking about DLC 5 for Black Ops 3 practically being confirmed by some Activision investors. Now as he said, it's practically confirmed because it's not 100%, but I think it's safe to say that it's coming from such a reliable source and from such a source that has a lot of weight on their back for them not to mess up and be wrong with this. I think it's pretty safe to say that it's practically confirmed at this point. Obviously it's not 100% since it's not coming directly from Activision or Treyarch, but as he said, I think it's pretty safe to say that it's practically confirmed at this point. So if you do want to enjoy this video by the end of it, make sure to drop a like down below, as well as subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future upload here on the channel. But that's all out of the way, let's get straight on into this video. So a post was put up by Greg Hoffman on March the 30th 2017 over at markets.businessinsider.com, and it was titled UBS, the company behind Overwatch is set to pop, aka Activision. Now obviously Activision bear a lot of weight in terms of the stock and share market. A lot of people invest a lot of money into their stocks and shares. Now UBS put out this chart, and you can see this chart right now. Now as you can see directly in the 2017 chart, it says Call of Duty Black Ops 3 DLC pack, so it's already been given a label that we will be seeing a DLC pack within 2017 according to Activision's future reports pipeline. Now if we take a look at the note at the bottom of the page, it says the 2017 column reflects titles/content announced by the company to date. The 2018 column reflects UBS expectations only. Now from this we can assume that everything within the 2017 graph, UBS have been given direct confirmation from Activision in regards to. However, the 2018 chart is just their own predictions and they don't really know exactly what's going to be coming out. Now obviously Activision need to be keeping their shareholders and people who invest into their stocks and shares up to date with what's coming up in the future, because they need to know whether to invest in their company or not, depending on whether they expect there to be a boom or a decline in terms of their stocks and shares. Now one thing to note, there is a mistake within the 2017 column, because as I said, this was made on the 30th. However, it lists Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered's DLC. It was expected to come within the Q3 earnings. The year's obviously split up into 4 different quarterly earnings reports, and it was expected to release in Q3. Now instead we saw Modern Warfare Remastered's first DLC pack within Q2. Now obviously as he said, they said that 2017 is everything that reflects their titles/contents that's announced by the company. So what I can assume is that they were given a list of confirmed things that we're going to be seeing within the future, and they were given a release date for the Modern Warfare Remastered DLC, but Activision possibly could have pushed that release date a lot more forward, which would explain why there was this mistake here. Now I do think that there is a lot of weight bearing on this report. I don't think they're going to make such a mistake, because the thing is, if they make a mistake about Black Ops 3 having a DLC pack within 2017, their investors will not trust them within the future, because people will be looking at this information and deciding whether or not to invest in the stocks and shares of Activision. And if they make such a big mistake as this, then they won't be seen as reliable. Now unlike with YouTube videos, if someone's unreliable on a YouTube video, they won't be trusted, but it's not going to affect the channel as much as it would affect UBS. This would be a much bigger fuck up than anything that could happen on YouTube. So if people don't trust me with all of the stuff that I've recently been talking about with DLC 5, I think you should definitely look at this information and definitely turn an eyelid. I don't even know if that's a phrase or not, but I'm just going to go with that. Now I just want to add even more information to this topic, because someone posted this over on Reddit and someone replied to this Reddit post with something that is very, very interesting. So Blaze_147 said, "I'm a trade/investor and a gamer, so I can help you bridge this social gap," because that's what it truly is. Investment analysis for hedge funds, mutual funds, and financial services corporations are themselves, or report to, managers who give zero shits about video games. They don't care whether they spelled the name of the video game correctly or whether they use the correct terminology to describe the game. All they care about is getting the correct number of notable events and being descriptive enough for future inquiry. Even data date accuracy is not a priority to a UBS analyst because they understand that the industry they are gathering the information about is chaotic and that they don't expect these software services, as they see them, to always be released on time. With regards to whether or not they have inside information, I believe that they do. A DLC 5 would only receive the go-ahead from Activision's upper management authorization for funding a project that size goes much higher up than Jason Blundell. Analysts at investment firms frequently go straight to the source and meet with the company's upper level management employees in person. In addition, Activision has every reason to reveal all of the numerous projects its development teams are working on. The more active they look to UBS, BlackRock, or JP Chase, the more likely it seems like they will release a software service that customers will enjoy, thus making them a more attractive investment opportunity. Now, for the most part, Activision's management don't have to fear that revealing content to UBS will work its way over to the very same community that they create products for, because these are two completely separate worlds that they don't expect to interact. I guess my point is UBS would not bullshit this information. They wouldn't pull it out of their asses because this is what they do. They are a financial service group and their job is to update investors. UBS analysts are good at their job. That's why they work at UBS. So yeah, if any of you guys were having any doubts, that's hopefully solidified a lot of things and doubts within your mind. Now, according to this, Activision Blizzard's earnings are actually up $50.14 US per, so they're basically up 0.76%. So all those people who are on about the fact that Activision are greatly on the decline, they're still doing very, very well. Obviously, this doesn't just include Call of Duty, it includes Overwatch, Destiny, and everything like that as well, but their earnings are definitely on the rise. But yeah, I definitely think that this is something to look at, and it's something to definitely, most definitely value, because I think this is definitely valid information. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not for the latest and greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies news information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.
Feared jungle camps.
Men accustomed to city life in the temperate zone were put to work chopping down huge trees in the heart of the tropics. Half would quickly break and die. To the administration, the men are things to be disposed of. René Belbenoit.
Disease would eat away at the prisoners. Malaria, typhus, and yellow fever quickly drained the population. At night, the men were locked in cage-like cells deep in the forest. Here, they were in constant fear of predators. Venomous spiders, deadly snakes, poisonous centipedes, and vampire bats that sucked the blood of sleeping convicts. Although many tried to escape, very few succeeded, and a recaptured convict might have a fate even worse than the jungle camps. The Islands of Salvation. A cluster of 3 islands 9 miles off the coast of French Guiana, this was the final home to hundreds of the most hardened prisoners. Royale, the biggest island, housed the Island Prisons Administration and also held over 400 convicts. Here, life was an endless repetition.
The bell that strikes at dawn to awaken the sleeping man is the one that strikes at dusk, recalling us to ourselves. The sound of the bell punctuates our routines. We live by its tolling. Another day, no different from any other. This is prison life. Francis Lrange.
Francis Lrange, who was sentenced to life imprisonment, claimed to be one of the great art forgers and counterfeiters of modern times. Though he was known to be a compulsive liar, one fact is indisputable. He was a talented painter. Following time spent in solitary confinement, Lrange began to paint religious scenes on the walls of the chapel on Royale. But alone in his cell, he also created a series of vivid images of life in the prison colony.
I think it really accurately portrays not only just the physical environment, but the agony of many of the prisoners. Take a look at the prisoner with the double leg irons. There he is in solitary confinement with a stub of a cigarette from his mouth. Or think about the prisoners attached, fighting with knives, probably over a homosexual lover's quarrel. He was telling the world the penal colony was rotten. The penal colony was inhuman. It was a way that the French government had decided to just get rid of people without thinking about the future or the past.
Across a narrow strait from Royale is St. Joseph Island. Today, there is nothing but ruins, overgrown by vegetation. But half a century ago, this was home to the